so funny to me is we overcomplicate so much how easy it is to actually maintain our inner harmony and peace. And the reason why we overcomplicate it is because this is what has led me to this realization. For myself, when I am creating, when the camera is on and I am in the mode of producing a video and giving a message and being an artist, a creator, I'm happy, I'm fulfilled, and I'm loving it, right? And I am letting creativity happen. And that's why Rubin calls it a way of being. He calls the creative act a way of being. And then what that means is it is a way that you are existing, right? When you identify yourself as I am an artist, you are coming to the reality that the person you are, that your highest self, your soul speaks through creativity. And I've realized this today because I often find myself consuming videos, watching a podcast, looking for inspiration and trying to learn from people, which is a great thing to do. But then all of a sudden I start to think, shoot, what's my next video gonna be about? Or what do I wanna make next? And I overthink the internal pre-production process to a point where I forget that the solution is to just turn the fucking camera on and start making things. And it's so funny when we try to strategize and we get too far down the strategic rabbit hole that we take the magic out of the fact that the solution is to just do the thing. If you want to be a writer, you have to fucking write. At some point, you have to abandon the outlines and the plans and the strategy and just start doing it. And it's so obvious, but we push ourselves and we make it so complicated. And we think, oh, I need to make an outline. Oh, I need to plan out my next 4 videos. Oh, I need to do this. And then you're sitting there wondering why you're miserable. And it's because you need to just make the fucking video. You just need to make the thing. Just start doing it. And when I say it, it's so obvious, but I guarantee you, you've had a moment where you're sitting there overthinking what you're going to do next instead of just starting to do it imperfectly. Like when I'm sitting and editing a video, I am so happy. Even if it's a frustrating process creatively, that's fine. That's part of it. I love that. So when I'm listening to a podcast and I'm trying to get inspiration from Alex Cooper about Call Her Daddy and how she built this empire, I slip out of inspiration into comparison because my soul knows that I'm sitting there consuming instead of creating. And that's what feels wrong. That's what feels off. That's what doesn't feel good. Your solution to letting go of the frustration, to stop feeling icky and like you are missing something, is to start doing the thing. We've been talking about how do you get out of your own way. It is recognizing when you have become a roadblock to yourself and knowing when it is time to just start fucking doing it, whatever it is, right? Like, truthfully, you're not missing anything. You don't need another thing to convince you, to motivate you. Like, yes, there's incredible power in finding inspiration from someone, from something, from source, right? It will speak to you in different ways. Hi, Moscow wants to learn about creativity, right? Like at the same time, inspiration and mentorship and being around expanders is incredibly important, but you have to remember that when you're mindlessly consuming and looking for inspiration, even if it's not completely mindless, even if it started intentionally, it can slip into comparison, and that is going to affect your ability to just start. Getting in your own way is actually self-sabotaging by looking for more answers when you already have the answer. You already know. You literally already have it inside of you, the voice that is trying to give you the answer. But we shut it down and we lower the volume on it when we're like, let me just keep watching the podcast even though I'm starting to feel comparison and I'm starting to lose inspiration. Like, we're literally self-sabotaging it because we're avoiding the answer, which is that it is time to just sit and do it. Sometimes the best advice is literally to just stop overthinking it and literally sit down and do it. And I know it's probably annoying to hear that that's the answer, but you will start to learn and discern when it is time to seek inspiration and when it is time to sit down and do the work. That is the nuanced part of that journey, is knowing when it is time to actually pause on the work and the creating so that you can open yourself up to new inspiration, new ideas, and expand your mindset on something, or when it's time to shut that off and sit down and do the thing. And it's important to point out that actually a very crucial part of getting out of your own way is getting in your way in the first place so that you can recognize what the thing is that is stopping you, right? We talk about the first step is that awareness of what is actually happening. Because if you can learn and understand the different data points of experiences, you'll know what is happening the next time it happens instead of being completely unconscious, unaware of it. For example, for this week's video, I was kind of drawing a blank on the next specific topic for the Out of Your Own Way series, right? This series that you're watching right now about creativity and how to actually do the thing. And so I just started to vlog instead. I said, I'll just, make a video about my life behind the scenes, share my experiences, whatever. And I love to vlog. I love having the camera on. Like, this is me channeling, speaking, being passionate about creating. And through that is when I get closer to the actual video that will present itself. A lot of people start more strategic and they say come up with a thumbnail first, whatever. I'm sure that works out great. But for me, I need to start doing. I need to start being in the act of creating, right? The way of being, as Rubin calls it. And then the video, the theme, the gift, the thing, the message will present itself. This video started out as a vlog, and I don't know, we're gonna see if it worked its way in the beginning or not, or if we start fresh here. But the point is, you just have to start doing it imperfectly, because then the more perfect or the more aligned version will finally show up. The reason why I give the advice, just start doing it, is because you will iterate and reiterate and reiterate and find the best iteration possible once you just get the ball rolling. If the ball never gets rolling, it can't get to the net. Simple as that. So this part of the journey is for you to recognize that maybe it's time to stop looking for inspiration. Maybe it's time to pause this video and go do the thing. Because the more that we push it off, the more that we philosophize about what is wrong, what do we need to heal, what do we need to release, we're forgetting the other important part of it that makes it a balance. It's the doing. It's the taking action and the recognition that at some point you have to start, even if you don't feel ready, even if you feel like you're missing the pieces, even if you don't look good or your hair is shitty that day, whatever the fuck excuse you're coming up with, letting it go and embracing the messy doing. That is how the best artists start. That's how they keep going. That's how they make their great masterpiece. They just fucking start. You like that I'm just casually having a couch chat.